What is up guys, Andy Forrest Steam Runner here. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm taking the Nike ALPHAFLYs out on a long run test. So welcome back to another video, and today I'm excited really to give you my final thoughts on the ALPHAFLY. Talk a little bit about their performances. Done a couple of workouts in them now, raced in them last weekend, and now a long run, 2 hours on the cars today, 3 by 10 minute tempo effort in the middle, and I'm excited to see how I feel in these longer efforts. I've really enjoyed these shoes so far, but today's going to be the test, because I think in my mind these shorter workouts I've done, and of course the race, has meant that I've instantly thought, God, these are going to be my next marathon shoe. But of course long run tests are the most important thing to do for that. So I'm not going to keep you too long in the dark, because the sun will be coming up in about an hour. We'll do some more filming then, but as I said, plan of attack around 45 minutes moderate warm up, and then 3 by 10 minutes off, 2 minutes float, and then another 45 minutes cool down to wrap up the long run. So we're going to crack on. I'm around about just coming up to 3 miles into the run, and touch base when it's a bit lighter. 3 is getting a bit lighter. First effort done, 5:59 average pace. I have no set goals for these, just come out here and see how I feel. The ALPHAFLYs, I don't normally check my heart rate, but I've done it a couple of times so far, and they are keeping my heart rate, or my heart rate in general, is so low. I think on that 5:59 I was floating in around the late 150s, touched early 160s at the end going uphill, but that was it. Madness. On to the next rep. .557 pace again for the second one. So good, feeling good. First one is net uphill, second is net downhill. So this one, sadly, is going to be back net uphill. But either way, just flowing in these shoes, absolutely flowing. A wonderful morning. Let's get the last one done. Nailed it, 5:56 pace. So that was coming back uphill, and cheeky wind picked up a bit there. Had to work a little bit harder on that one, but overall that's 30 minutes worth of work banked at 5:57 average pace. Cannot grumble. 45 minutes moderate now to finish. Feeling really good and fresh after that, to be fair. Feeling like I haven't done too much work, so I can see why people use these shoes week in, week out for those long runs. I just feel so good. Anyway, moderate cool down, then we'll get back. So there we go, long run test complete. That is all testing done in the Nike ALPHAFLYs. Now I can put this thing to bed and then get it out on race day. The alarming thing is I've put 55 miles in this shoe already. I really don't want to keep training in this thing. I want to keep it fresh. So we're going to cap it there now. I'm going to get this thing back out for Cardiff. We're going to be talking about races and why I'm choosing this shoe very shortly. I want to give you a quick overview of how I found it on the long run, a little hack that I've done in this shoe that you guys helped me with that has made the arch pain disappear. Not that I suffered with it massively, but I did feel a little bit of discomfort there, so we'll talk about that shortly. But overall, let me just talk about the long run workout itself. For me, it was one of the best long run workouts I'd done. 2 hours, nearly 19 miles, I think about 18.8 miles, 6:23 per mile. Just did a moderate warm up. My moderate pace should be in and around 6:40s-ish, around there. So keeping the heart rate, if you're working on heart rate, around 148 to 153. My heart rate on my moderate runs has been a little bit lower, around 146 to 148 as I'm getting a bit fitter, so that's good. And then moving into 3 by 10 minutes at an effort. That effort ended up being in and around what I would love to be my goal marathon pace, just shy of sub 6 minute mile pace. My current marathon PB is 2:44, which is a 6:11 pace. Or in and around there, so I'd love to bring it down to around that 6 flat pace. So that's where it was. I didn't go out with a specific effort in mind. I didn't think I want to hit certain paces. I'd sort of go out there and put a little effort in. Obviously in the week I'd already done critical velocity effort, like, you know, intensity in terms of intervals. I'd done half marathon effort on the K repeats, and then this weekend I just wanted to do something a little less effort but still put a bit of oomph into the workout. Then I wrapped it up with a 41-minute moderate cool down. That ended up being around 6:20s per mile. I just kind of like felt in that groove. My heart rate, I was checking it on the long run. I was actually checking it this time. It was staying in and around the 153 area in that last section, which is amazing. That's my top end moderate zone. So after all of that workout, I still felt really good in this shoe. And I genuinely think that is where this thing and other Nike shoes with the Zoom X and the plates like the Next Percent, they really just come into their own. But this one in particular, I'm really bonding with, and it's such a shock. I put up such resistance to testing it because I did not want to spend the money, and I'm so grateful I took a punt on it at half price. It really has made me want to get the next version whenever it comes out, and I'm, be honest with you, I'm prepared to pay full price for that one. I'm excited and I do want to get it. One of the reasons why I really enjoy this is I just feel, well, it just works for me. I feel like, especially testing it at shorter distances and now longer distance, I feel like it takes a little bit longer to get up to speed, but when I'm at speed, I can just hold it and it feels effortless to hold it. So I'd assume it would be heavier, clunkier, a little bit more cumbersome to try and hit those faster paces, but I can hit them. I can hit them in the intervals. I can hit them in the repetitions that I'm doing in the week. And now on the long runs, I can just click into a pace, and then that moderate finish, which was faster than moderate, was only 20 seconds a mile slower than what I had been running for those efforts at a heart rate of 153, is just nuts. So I've got to say, I'm completely won over by this shoe, and with that, and having raced in it in the 10K and being able to hold 5:27 or 5:28 per mile in it, I'm 100% using this thing for Cardiff. There's no questions. I love it. It feels great, and I feel like I can go out in Cardiff. And do you know what? I'm going to put it out there. I am going for a PB, but I'm going to try and run in the early 540s, late 530s. I want to finish in and around the 530 area. That's what I would love to do, and I feel like I'm going to have my best chance in this shoe. Out of all the shoes, I feel like this is going to be the one that's going to give me the best shot. So why the hell not? We're going to give that a go. The hack that I want to talk to you about, some of you guys mentioned it, is putting another insole in. So I've got the insole from my Hoka Mach 4s. Basically, a lot of people suffer with pain because there's a massive overhang here. And what it tends to be is because it's so thin in the midfoot, this lip up from the insole and in the arch seam here really rubs into the bottom of your foot. It really does push up in. So people said by putting a wider insole in, you cover that seam, you cover that area, and you get a little bit more support there. And I haven't had any arch discomfort whatsoever. Now, I didn't have it massively, but I did have it a little bit. But to be honest with you, since putting this thing in, which is as you can see, is a heck of a lot wider than the ALPHAFLY, and a couple of you eagle-eye viewers spotted it as I was putting them on in the B-roll for the Hereford 10K, it's been great. So I've just slotted an old pair of insoles in the top. Now, I haven't taken the old ones out. What that's meant is my toe, although the length is fine, my toes are touching the top here. So what I might do at some point, once I've got a couple of goal races out of the way, or I get the version 2 whenever that comes out, is I might experiment with taking the ALPHAFLY insole out. It's really glued in there, and I'm really worried about pulling that one out. I feel comfortable enough to run with both the insoles in at the moment. I don't want to ruin that at the moment, but at some point I will probably try that out. So that's a little hack that some of you guys share with me. It works a treat. Thank you. That's what I love about these videos, is me sharing my thoughts, you guys coming back to me with suggestions, and then you fix an issue for me. So I extend a massive thanks. And as I said, in terms of racing, at the moment I seem to be the most efficient in this shoe. I seem to be able to hold pace really well in this shoe. It just seems to work well with me, and I can't figure out if it's because I'm a bigger, taller runner, longer cadence, because I put a bit more weight through each step. I get a bit more bounce back than some of you guys that are shorter and lighter. But then, as Tim Gross said to me in one of the comments, that doesn't explain Elliot Kipchoge, you know, a super light marathon runner, incredible cadence, it works really well for him. I don't know, I genuinely don't know what the reason is, but I've got to say, in terms of all the testing I've done now, I've got to say this is my favourite now. This is my favourite racing shoe. I dare I say it, I will choose this over the Next Percent. I'm not going to never use the Next Percent again. I love them. It really is marginal gains, but I think for comfort and everything, I just feel so comfy in this shoe. It's so nice. I will obviously keep using the Next Percents, especially for the shorter, sharper stuff, and I will go back to them for 10Ks and half marathons, but I feel just at the moment with the momentum in training and what I'm doing in this shoe and the positive vibes I'm getting from the shoe in the training runs, the long runs, and the recent 10K, makes sense for me to stick with it. I feel like, you know, positive mental attitude with these things plays just as much of a role as a physical one, and I'm feeling really positive about this shoe at the moment. So that's it, all the testing done. These are now going back in their box. I will not use them again until Cardiff Half Marathon. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to break them out again and see how we do on the day. Those are my thoughts on the ALPHAFLY. All testing done now, as I said, long run test done, in the bank, job done. Let me know in the comments below where you find their sweet spot. You guys have shared so much love for this shoe in the comments, a lot of you out there. Let me know where you find its sweet spot is in terms of racing. Do you get on with it like I do in the shorter distance stuff, or do you just reserve it for the marathons only? Let me know in the comments below and let's get that discussion going. That's it anyway from me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then.